Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. I really should be recording the alters, but I just can't stop playing this. This is the fourth video I'm recording without keeping up with my actual uploads on YouTube because I'm just recording too fast for my uploads. So I think part 10 went live yesterday or today, and this will be part 14. So any hints or tips you might have given me over the past few videos, they will be ignored for now. But please do keep putting them in, because I will notice them, and they will be needed at some point, and they will be appreciated. Look how flat that is now. That's awesome. Just notice how much work the flattenator has done. That's so cool. Anyway, one other thing to note, I have changed my recording settings a bit to try to get around the error we have that comes up and it crashes the recording, and then I sometimes lose like 10 minutes of recording because I just haven't been paying attention, didn't notice the crash, even though it bings in my ear with the little Windows ping. So hopefully that won't happen, you never know. But because I've changed with my settings, in theory, from what I can tell and what I've been looking up, it should be better quality. That's what the internet tells me the settings I've done will do. Should be better quality and hopefully smaller file sizes, but that's neither here nor there because I delete the recordings not too long after I've done all the editing anyway. All the editing I do, he says, lying through his teeth. So yeah, but just if you notice anything particularly different, whether it's better, whether it's worse, do let me know, particularly if you are finding it is not looking quite as good because of how ahead I am of the uploads. If you think it is significantly worse, I did a little test recording and I thought it looked okay. It didn't look any objectively better or worse when I was looking at it quickly, but it might look a bit different by the time it goes through the editing software and gets exported to a YouTube specific, size and all that stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think if that's an improvement. So what happened last time? Well, we had a bit of a panic over here, didn't we? Because we realized we're only making 24 concrete slabs. And we're using much more than that. We were using 56? No, 50, I don't know. We were using more than we were producing, and it wasn't good for us. So we have gone ahead, and I have tweaked this design a little bit, as you might be able to tell. So if we just take a copy of this, this will fit up here. So this is the Mark II concrete slab makers, I don't know what they're called, and it will fit up there relatively nicely. That's not too bad at all, is it? It still leaves room on either side for trucks. That does mean we would have to remove all of this, and I don't want to do that till we actually have a store of concrete blocks. So I'm going to unpause all of these. I don't think that's going to make 48 crushed slag. Yeah, and we're going to be using 9, 18, 36. So we're going to be making more than enough of that. In terms of manufactured sand, though, we need 12, and this makes more than that. Oh, I'll take it back. We'll be fine then. Okay, yeah, sweet. So we can have all 4 of those running with that setup. I don't know why I made 3 of those. 3, 6, 9, 12, 8, 16. Yeah, I don't really know. But anyway, that should be doubling our concrete slab output. I don't want to, because I'm going to have to completely delete that, hilariously, to get the new one in there. Obviously, I don't want to do that till we've got a bit of a store of these in case something goes horrifically wrong. So in the meantime, big old cough to start with. Pretty sure I muted it. Massive apologies if I didn't. These are still spinning. Should they still be spinning? Or is it because they've accumulated power, but because these are paused rather than deleted, it's just stuck with that accumulated power, which is going to go nowhere? I don't know, it's a bit weird, really, isn't it? I'm going to pause this one, actually. I just noticed that that's unpaused. Yeah, so that's like our backup power factory, if we ever need to mess with this too much. Obviously that one's alerted. Is that what that is? No, that's the mining designations, but that's because I am just sort of micromanaging the flattenator a bit. This has been sorted. Vehicle parts are good. Trucks are less busy. We have a couple of idle trucks, not many. So I might just should I get a few more upgraded? I mean, yeah, all of the production has, not installed is a strong word, but we've got enough there to do a lot of stuff. So let's upgrade another 5 trucks. And at some point soon, let's have a very quick check of these. Coal is, well, it's okay. We've got a full bucket, but not a full secondary bucket. Copper's the same. Iron ore is less good. And iron ore is what we're struggling for here. So what I'm actually going to do, we've got 3 diggers there. We're going to come into the upgrade menu. We're going to say excavator for, nope. We're going to say small excavator for excavator. We are going to say at vehicle depot 2, and we want to do, oh, hang on a second. Right. Let's start changing the names of these towers. Where is this tower? Is it this one? Yes. Iron. Now we know what that is. So now when we come here and we say this, we can see iron, and we want to do 3 and start. Yeah, I just realized that it keeps giving us that option because that one's still there. In fact, just delete that. We don't need that anymore. Just get rid. Get it gone. Get it gone. Power is fluctuating close to our max. It is occasionally hitting our max. That's a little frustrating because I would like very much to not have to build more of this because I think I'm going to have to delete this and push this up. I'd like to get the next tier of power. But where does that come from? Where would that be? Not power generation, is it? Yeah, so it's that one. So we still need that research lab. Everything's now hinging on those research labs. Let's ignore the power problem. As this has done its stuff and it all starts backing up again, that should resolve that. And we should start seeing, at some point, these 3 upgraded, which also means that Mason, who is our brand new name digger, is one of these. Mason, he's going to be one of the first ones. We have a low supply of diesel. That's a horrific thing to see. No place to dump products, you say. Is that just because there are too many people trying to dump there? Probably. I mean, don't try and dump there. Try and dump here. I think you're just being an idiot. I'm going to ignore that message for now. The diesel, however, is potentially a concern. It's not because we're particularly low on oil and that's full. It's just not making it fast enough. But I think that's not too much of a problem. It might be because this dude is... Why are you filled with... You were just loading up. Okay, it might just be because we've got bigger trucks taking around the oil, the diesel, sorry. But we have plenty of diesel dotted around, so we might just keep a bit of an eye on this. It's because we just used a massive amount here. That's what it was, because they take diesel. Yeah, so that's what it was. That's not too much of a concern. Do we have the big diggers yet? They don't look like it. I don't think they're any bigger. Which probably means we need to start thinking about getting those trucks done as well. But one thing at a time, one thing at a time. No place to dump products again, but there is. You're just an idiot. You're just an idiot. Stop being an idiot. It's just because there are a few trucks there, I think. It's just getting itself confused. Oh, look at those big old dumpers. Look at them big old dumpers. And look at this massive mound of just a lot of rubbish. I did look a little bit into what I should be doing with rubbish. And there was a little bit of a sort of consensus that ideally what you'd be doing is you would be doing sort of this, but with rubbish at level 1, and then you'd be going over the top of that with dirt or rock. It's just a weird little dump there. To cover the rubbish up, because once it's covered, it no longer pollutes. There is another line of thinking, however, which says, well, that only lasts 4 years, that pollution, so it's not the end of the world. The main problem with it is it's just an eyesore. Like, look at this. We just have rubbish as our top of our land here. So it doesn't look great in that regard. But, you know, it's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. So, labs. Where do we get to with labs? We're trying to decide what to do with paper, weren't we? Because these are fine. It's maintenance and electronics. mechanical parts and electronics. That can come from, where is it? It's there and there. So we'll be able to get that relatively easily. None of it feeds down this way yet, but that's not too much of a problem. If we put, where are we going to put it? Probably just like here. It's going to be sort of in the middle. But I don't see this expanding down much. Maybe the glass will expand at some point. We want to leave a bit of room here in case these want to be, you know, when we get to additional tiers. Although at some point I imagine all this will be deleted and started again. But, you know, that's a problem for another day. So we need to think about how we're going to do all this. And then this is glass, paper. Yes, if we do, so glass is there. So if we do it here, I think that's a pretty reasonable place. So actually I'm going to just put this down here to start. I'm going to give it a little bit of room, and I'm going to line it up with these ones ideally. So yeah, that is right on that line. So if we put them here, give it a little bit of room. Let's delete that because that's very confusing for me. And then the labs, we're going to have to decide how this is all going to go anyway, aren't we? So these have 2 inputs. So where's a 2 input system at the moment? There. So that's going to go there. We can delete these little extra nubbins. We don't need those. We'll decide on which way the belts need to go in a minute. That's pretty simple. These are 3 inputs, so we need a 3 input belt. So let's come over here. Let's grab this one. Let's move these all down for a second. And that's going to go there, there, there. I probably could have made my life a little bit easier just by copying more. But actually, they're all connected. That's all worked out okay. Excellent. So that's going to be that one. So similar to what we did here, I think. We're going to take a copy of this. We're going to assume that at one point we might want another 2 of these. If we have another 2 of those, which do 24, we could do another 4 of those. At some point, I'm just thinking it's going to have to scale up. So this one we're going to want about... If we give this a little bit of extra space as well, if we say maybe we wanted to go to there. So if this box went here, I can't see us needing more than that. But that does give us then plenty of room, and I'm trying to avoid any sort of pitfalls in the future. Let's not cut that because that went too high. If we cut this and put this here, we can connect this up to there. And then we want another one of these, which is going to go there. And then I'm going to delete those ones. It would be nice if these were in line, but, you know, in terms of just saving a little bit of space, I'm aware the box contents needs to be changed. We'll get to that in a moment. So this is going to be lab equipment. This is going to be, we don't want that either. This is going to be lab equipment 2. Because at some point we are going to have lab equipment 3. I don't know when that's going to be, but it is going to come. So I'm going to keep this belt here just as a reminder of that. So let's just think about how all this is going to plug in then. So we have electronics, which can come from here. We might need to think about upgrading some of these belts. What level is that at the moment? It's at 3. Let's keep it at 3. Too far. Will you not? That's a bit weird. I don't really like that. There. That's kind of horrible, and I'm sure there are significantly better ways of doing that, but it works, and trucking it underneath, which I guess is the main thing. Well, that took much longer than I thought. I think, yeah, this belt here is the wrong way. That sorts that. Blimey Charlie. So they're sorted. That's sorted. That's lab parts 1. Lab parts 2, however, is not sorted. Let's get rid of these bits. So we need glass. Glass is easy enough. That can come from here. Let's take this. We'll come off of this one. We'll bring this down at height 4 to match that one. And then we'll think about where that's actually going to plug in. Let's delete that bit because it's pointing the wrong way. There. Okay, so we have glass coming in. Now, it's just paper is the problem. Let's just check this bottom belt. Yeah, it's not going the right way at all. And we don't need that bit at all. Okay, so that's done. So that's coming in. That's going the wrong way. 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 Wrong way. Wrong way. Don't need you. Excellent. So then we just need paper. We're not going to need that bit there. That's all going the right way. Paper's going to join in about there. We just need to get it out first. That is the problem. What do we do about paper? It's the steam. It's the steam. It's the steam. How much steam are we utilizing at the moment? We are using 48 plus another 12, so 60, plus another 6, so 66. Is it going anywhere else? Yes, we are using 69. Nice. And we have the capability of producing 48, 96, and a bit more. So as long as 2 of those are running, that should be enough to also run the paper. At the moment, how is this prioritized? It's got just the priority inputs. The outputs are not prioritized, but I should prioritize. Oh no, should I? Should I prioritize the power over the diesel? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But we should have a good amount. That our fuel gas one, yeah. We should have a good amount of steam. We should have an excess of steam. We should have more steam than we know what to do with. So if we bring paper down here and come off of this one. So where's that? And it did come under the oil production as well, didn't it? So I think it makes sense. And I want this one this way. I'm going to put it roughly in line with the sulfur. So we want this to have wood chips, it needs limestone, and it needs steam. So the steam... Is that seriously the best way? No. Steam's going to go there. I don't think it's worth having a wood chip store. Did I not make a... chipper? Yeah, there it is. Even though this produces more wood chips than we actually need. So let's just tuck this in here. So wood and wood chips. It produces significantly more wood chips than we need, but I don't really care. I guess that's going to be a U-belt. So let's pop that into there. That is going to make us wood chips from wood, so we're going to need wood storage. So let me just grab a bucket. That's going to get just directly plugged in. Can't directly plug it in. Why can't we directly plug it in? Because it comes on flat. That's plugged in, isn't it? Okay. So storage. Oh yeah, because wood does come in that sort of thing. That's fine. So you are going to be wood. Keep you a little bit full. You are making 24. You only need 6. You make 12 paper. You need 4, so we can run 3 of those. So actually, do we want 2 of them? Or do we just run 3 to start? I mean, 3 is going to be a significant improvement on the amount of lab work we're doing. So maybe we just stick with 3 for the minute. I think we're just going to stick with 3. And you needed something else as well. You needed limestone. Limestone is going to come in one of these. Let's pop you there. You are going to be limestone. Keep you a little bit full. Not a lot, just a little. And then you are going to go from there into there. Excellent. Let's get that built. Oh, we are also going to need paper storage. I suppose that would help. So let's pop that there. Belt, I'm going to guess flat. You are going to be paper. And keep you at least a little bit empty. So if there's stuff in there, get rid of it. Because that should be coming over here. So for that, we're going to want another unit storage, which is going to go here. That is going to be paper. We're going to tell that to keep a little bit full. We are going to take one of these belts. We're going to come from here and hopefully connect nicely into there. Excellent. That is what we want for that. So now we have that, we have that, we have that. Excellent. So now we need to decide where we're going to put these. I think this side makes most sense. Because they start there. So if this comes down... So I'm going to put these, I'm going to give a little bit of space. Do we want them like all the way up? Should we do them up actually, just to use that space up in the middle? Let's do that. Tell me that's in line. I do believe it is. So you are going to go there. You are going to go there. You are going to go there. And you are going to go there. Amazing. Amazing. Let's unity those belts. Let's unity all of that. Except we don't really want these. Cancel that. Cancel that. It's just a little bit, but every little helps. We're going to want this belt, this bit. We're going to want all of that. We're going to want this. We're out of unity. That's fine. We'll get there in the end. Let's do 1, 2, 3. They make 12, so that's enough capacity for the belt to deal with. Sweet. Once that's up and running, we are going to probably be starting to run low on people. Is the beacon unpaused? Let's unpause the beacon. Food is looking fine. Not too worried about that yet. Beacon has not enough unity. Well, that is more of a problem. Yeah, our unity is just an issue at the moment. Let's do vehicle fuel and keep the maintenance. Or should we go the other way? Let's go that way. That'll give us a bit more unity. Still doesn't have enough. Do I have to turn both of them off to get that working? I've just turned off 2 things and it's made no difference to my unity. Well, there we go. Only gives us 1 though. Yeah, you can get rid of that now. They're still going. We should be able to see. Oh, the big digger boys. There you go, Mason. There you go. There is your big excavator. Look at that beast. Way too big for the trucks, but that's just something that's going to have to wait for the minute. Because we want to get the rest of this built. So we should be starting to see... Yep. Once we get that belt built, we should be starting to see stuff. And we're starting to see some maintenance some mechanical parts trickle in. That's annoying, it's coming off the back of that. That immediately frustrates me. Little concerned that we're not seeing any steel here. What's going on? You don't have any molten steel. Because you don't have enough molten iron because you don't have iron ore. Iron ore is the problem now. We need either more trucks or bigger trucks working there. So do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do both. We're going to say 2 of those, 2 of those, and we're going to come into the upgrade menu. We're going to say pickups to trucks. We want the iron control tower. I want another 2 of those upgraded. Once we start seeing these done, we can pause these. In fact, I'm going to pause these now because we're actually running out of power. Hilarious. How are our blocks doing? Okay, our blocks are starting to back up a bit, so maybe we'll get that done today as well. Nice. Let's speed everything. We should have enough construction parts, or maybe not, because that takes 3s. And it takes a lot of 3s, so it takes 120 3s. That is more than I was anticipating, I would say. But we are not producing paper, so we don't have that, and we don't have power. We need to unpause all of that to get more power in. Now, in theory, these are all power production 6, power production 6. These are power production 2. It should be doing these if it doesn't need more than 8 megawatts. It shouldn't be spinning this up, but we seem to have seen that that isn't the case. So we'll just see how it goes. The flattenator is out of stuff to flatten, so head over there. Once you've done that, you have all of this to flatten as well. Let's just get that planned in, so we don't need any of this anymore. But we do want you to be flat, and we do want you to do all of that. Not that for the moment, because that's within that area. But we do want those bits. And then we want you to continue that over all of that, I guess. Well, maybe not that side of the mountain. We could probably avoid doing that, I guess. Maybe even not that bit. At some point we will want to flatten all that, but just not today. Not today. Not enough maintenance. That's because we're not getting enough iron ore coming in, isn't it? Let's take one of the excavators off there. Add him there. Are we doing okay in terms of trucks here? It looks like it. We've got trucks sort of waiting to be filled. Where are you going? All the way over there to dig more iron, which is just there. That seems a bit of a waste. We do have iron here. I did make these a bit of a priority, didn't I? I did not. Okay. Let's... So I made the coal a bit of a priority. I didn't make this, but that one's got some. If I make everything a priority, then it doesn't really matter. That's the thing, isn't it? On the other hand, we don't have any iron ore. I'm going to make this one priority 7 because these ones feed the iron, which feeds this. So that one is doing okay, and this one has got stuff on the way. That one's got stuff on the way as well. Is that a P7? Yeah, so all the things associated with the steel production are P7. This probably doesn't need to be a P7. I'll probably pop these back to a P9. Because it's more important we get steel made so that we get maintenance, because we are on 10 maintenance. I might even pause that belt. Let's get all of our maintenance going into here. All of our mechanical parts, sorry, going into here. Let's not worry about the rest of it at the moment. Although we do have stuff coming in here. We are making the lab parts too. We just don't have any of these labs built yet because we're waiting on these bits. And those bits are waiting on all of these to fill up, and I've been building loads of stuff. Okay. More of these seem to be working now, which is great. That's what we want to see. Although this one is feeding 3, which isn't going to work, is it? Unless that's a Mark II belt. Which it isn't. So this needs to be a Mark II belt. Because they take 30 each, and the belts only carry 60. So that needs to be a Mark II. Oh, I suppose actually it doesn't, does it? So it only needs to carry 60. Okay, well, it's fine. It's worked out for the best, let's say. Yeah, the trucks are super busy now, just because there's so many trucks having to ferry around. In fact, this one doesn't have a truck there. They don't have to go that far to take the iron ore around. I'd like them to be going faster. What does it take to make trucks? It is rubber and vehicle parts Mark II. We have quite a lot of that. I suppose the other thing I could... No, because if I send just more massive trucks to this, we need trucks doing this as well, don't we? In case it goes through the sorter. Yep, maintenance is still going down. We do have more mechanical parts now. And we have enough electronics. So this should be okay. This should start going up. Now that's this one, isn't it? So whilst we hopefully wait for that to start ticking up. So yeah, we don't need that. We've got a little slope there. It's flat there. It comes down here to level 0. So if we flatten off level 0, no. Flatten off at level 0 there and just go forward like that. That should be okay. You should be focusing on sand, so we'll make sure you are. It's the stuff outside the designation of the tower. I don't really care too much. We do, of course, also have 4 excavators there. If we think we need more, in fact, let's do that. The flattenator is no longer a massive concern, so let's put the other one back on copper. And then let's take another 2 off. And give it to... Why are you all stood there? Because you've got iron and a single piece of dirt. And you're waiting for that to have enough space to put it in. Okay. Okay. Let's get more excavators, more trucks. I need to see this full, really. Although maintenance is ticking up. It's just ticking up very slowly at the moment. It's like we are... Where's the overview? Yeah, so we did just about... Yeah, there's one point where we're actually using more maintenance than we were consuming. So maybe this is also a good time to start thinking about doing like some concrete tracks around. We have one of these built. It says it's missing import products, but that's because we're not making anything here because the mechanical parts aren't getting down there. That's fine. That's fine. We had some new refugees come in. Hooray indeed. Maintenance is continuing to tick up, but I'm very hesitant to touch that belt until we're in a better spot. I could get... Nope. So we have 4 of these going. We just still don't really have quite enough steel coming in. And that's because we don't have enough iron ore coming in. I could make this one a 7 as well, because that one does feed this one. How's wood storage doing, by the way? It's absolutely rammed to the gills is the answer. So we could start thinking about upgrading some of these. What is the upgrade shortcut key? Because it's not U. That's about all I know. Controls. Copy, pause, tools, I. Excellent. Let's upgrade a couple of those. Let's Unity them. We do have enough to Unity them. Okay. So that'll give us a little bit of extra. Not a lot of extra storage, but a little bit of extra storage. How is the paper doing? It is absolutely rammed to the gills. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind seeing that at all. We are still spewing sour water into the sea because we're not using sulfur fast enough. There's not a lot we can do about that, but we are using a bit more rubber these days. Power usage looks like it has dropped quite considerably, so I might just pause all of that again. Unless we see that spiking up again, who knows. Once these all start running again, I suppose, that's going to start spiking it. Just this isn't running fast enough at the moment. It's not running fast enough. Do I need to get another one of these going to just accept iron ore and dirt and stuff? Or do we need to start thinking about the... where is it? It's under mining? Yeah. The Ore Sorter 2. Which I think can do things faster. I'm just going to pause the pause that for a moment. Well, that's the other thing we did. Of course, we took this off, didn't we? I'm going to pop that back on because that's paused for the minute. If we can get more food coming in, we'd be getting more Unity, so we could have more of those edicts enabled. I think that's probably the next thing we're going to really think about doing. So yeah, they've got just the tiniest bit of dirt in there, so they can't put it in there until that's ready. And that is simply not sorting fast enough. And apart from making another one, I mean it's a 7 times increase in power. It's significant. I'm just going to make another one. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to put it right next to it. And I'm going to Unity as much as I can. Which is none of the storage. I mean, construction parts Mark 1. And they should be getting made. They are, but we're low on concrete. Why are we low on concrete blocks? I know we've been making a lot of parts, but we should be making more than enough now. Is this waiting on? Hold on, what's this waiting on? You. Are you waiting on limestone? There's no... Oh. Well, that's not going to help. We haven't got any limestone. Is that because we're... Oh, that's up here, isn't it? Or we just genuinely don't have any... Nope, that's the wrong one. This one is probably because there's too much iron coming in. Well, let's unpause that. No, unpause. Unpause all of those. Why unpause? Unpause. Unpause. So this should be getting deleted, but I think because it was paused for some reason, nothing was actually taking the materials out of them. He's going to immediately come and get that limestone. He's got a bucket full of limestone, although only half a thing. So that should be doing that now, and then we should start seeing... We're going to have to get our own dedicated ore sorter over there for limestone, I think, because obviously there's so much iron ore coming into this one that it's filling it up and it refuses to handle any more stuff. It also does sand by the look of it. But do we need a sand sorter? Maybe we do. Because that one does, yeah. So this one's trying to do 3 things at the moment, isn't it? Why are you paused? You just got a full output. That's fine, we're just waiting for these to get built. We got one of them built. Should have focused on that one, shouldn't I? Okay. Not a lot I can do. Not a lot I can do at all. And it's just a waiting game. Let's give these a higher priority than the front ones, even though most of the front ones are done. Just because if we can get stuff into here, it's out of there, maybe it'll start sorting stuff slightly faster. Because right now we've just got trucks full of iron ore just sat around and not enough iron ore coming over here. Are you done? Okay, so the iron ore output is done, which is the most important one. Probably need more trucks in general. And I think we are going to need a sorter for our limestone. Don't know why I just copied half of it. Because clearly that is struggling if it is picking up. Do we need just more limestone? Do we need another excavator down there? I'm going to take one off of there again. Take one of its trucks off. And I might put... You've only got... Yeah, you've only got... the flattenator has no available place to dump products. I mean, you do. And it's there. There's just trucks in the way, so you're complaining. We could add more of the big trucks to this, but then they might just get stuck over here. Hold on a second. Focus on iron ore. Focus on iron ore. Focus on iron ore. I didn't send you over there to dig up rock, mate. Sort your life out. So this one over here. So this, we want it to do dirt. We do not want it to do copper. We want it to do rock. We want it to do limestone. We don't want it to do sand. Is there anything else it might pick up? Probably not. So let's delete that one, because we're only really expecting those three things in. So that's going to be limestone. That's going to be dirt. Is it automatically? I think it has. Well, that's quite clever. So we're going to want that, but obviously that is going to take 260 Mark 1 construction parts and 4 Mark 2s. And the Mark 1 construction parts are a problem at the moment. So this is now fully up and running. We've got 2 of these running, handling the iron ore. Yes. Probably need more trucks. I think that's probably something we need. Let's just build more trucks. Yes, you do. Stop lying to me. But we're not going to have the vehicle parts Mark II for that, because we don't have the mechanical parts coming in, because it's all going into maintenance. But maintenance is now fine. Small excavator has no fuel, which is more of a problem. There is literally diesel there. Why didn't you go over there and do it? You're now going to wait for a refueling truck to come all the way over there, to drive all the way down, to give you some fuel so we can drive all the way back. That's fine. The fuel truck is on its way. Do we want to make that a big, or just hedging near to the overloading of our power system again? So make sure let's make sure that's not going to happen. Really do need to could do with expanding this, but we're just not in a position to do that at the moment. Hooray! Yeah, then we want these 2 built, and then we want the mechanical parts making their way down there. Or yeah, so they need to go into there, so they do this. And then we need to see if we're still making enough mechanical parts. Really? We should be making 96. "24, 24, 24, and they make 24, don't they? Yeah, so we've got 24 left over. I know I did all this last time, but I'm just concerned now because stuff's... And that uses 16. Actually, no. We're not making enough. We are not making enough. How much steel do you use? 12. So we're currently using 4 of those, so we have 24 left over. But steel is also going to these, which is using 8, which means we have 16 left over. And it's also going over here, which is 12, which means we have 4 left over. We need more steel. Didn't really anticipate that, because the labs will always be running. The vehicle parts not necessarily, and the construction parts not necessarily, but I mean that's hedging our bets there. That is hedging our bets there that we are making enough to keep ourselves happy. Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to make 2 more steel smelters. Which means this, again, needs to be shoved over and rebuilt. Which is a bit of a pain, isn't it? Oh well. So we're currently researching trains. I don't really want you to research trains. I want you to be researching... What do I want you to be researching? What does advanced smelting do? Gives us more molten iron, more glass, more steel. Let's do advanced smelting. What else was there I was particularly interested in here? The chicken farm would be nice, but it can wait. Settlement recycling would probably be good because it will keep everyone a bit happier. Oh, then it was this, and this. What does the rotary kiln do? I don't think I'm worried about that for now. What does the arc furnace do? Uses graphite. I've got no idea where we get graphite from. I've never seen graphite. That's fine. We are going to want other things as well. We're going to want thermodesalination at some point. I don't know if we care about fermentation for the moment. Household goods I've also never dealt with, but that is probably a very good thing to get into and uses more steel. So let's do household goods. Let's get... This is about where I got to in my previous game. Like I got up to... I mean, I know it's all been rejigged a lot, but I got up to about hydrogen. So we're already at the point where we've sort of reached where we were in our previous series. The incineration plant probably isn't a bad thing. We could just start burning our waste, which does give us air pollution, but it would also give us steam. If we can start doing that with our waste rather than anything else. Let's do the settlement recycling. Let's do pipes 3. We might need that quite soon. Let's get the chicken farm done. What does this do? Water into oxygen and hydrogen, or ammonia into hydrogen is probably a good one. Let's get electrolysis. Does that sound like an explosion to you? Oh, it's thunder. Yeah, so these are full of ore still. Our trucks are still horrendously busy. We have finished building more trucks. The iron ore problem is, I was going to say it's sorted, it's not. Why is that one full when that's an import 9? That's a 7. That's a 7. That's a 7. Why are you taking it here when you could be taking it here? Yes, that's what I thought. Anyway, research is up and running. That's the main thing. That's what we wanted to get done today. We have glass, we have research, we have vehicle parts. Our trucks are horrifically busy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get some more of those on the go. That's going to continue using all of these concrete slabs up. It seems faster than we can produce them, even though we should be making... Oh, no, because they use 24. Yes, we're now producing enough to keep those 2 running, and that's it. Which is not fantastic. And that's assuming we get limestone over there, which was a problem for a while. Yeah, really, we're just waiting for everything to sort of back up again, aren't we? Fuel seems to be a problem. We might need to think of also... I know our trucks are extremely busy. We've already got 2 trucks on there, actually. We might need to think about putting a 3rd truck on there. Power is quite easily over that. That is the other thing. Where was the advanced power? Where is that? Oh, it's there. Oh, my word. No, I probably want that before anything else. What did we research first? Naphtha. Yeah, no. Cancel. Cancel everything. Is there like a cancel everything button? Okay. Power generation. I want those low pressure turbines. It is free power. Give it to me. Then do advanced... Wait, what? I think that was still going. Do advanced smelting, after power generation, then naphtha, then reforming, then hydrogen, then where did we get to? I've got no idea. Thermal desalination, electrolysis, wastewater treatment is going to be good actually, now that I think about it, and then the chicken farms, and then the pipes, and then storage, and yeah, let's just see how that goes. Because we could just build these to get it up and running, but I want those low power generators in, because they will take this steam and they will turn this steam we're currently converting into water into more power. And who doesn't want more power? So I'm going to delete these for the moment. We're definitely going to have to play around with these pillars and get rid of all of those, because this is going to be extending quite significantly. How much? 24 per low pressure turbine, and that makes 24, so we're going to have 4 low pressures, another 2 high pressures, and then another... Oh, then we're going to need more of these as well. Can we fit any of these at this end? No, the terrain's in the way, so we're going to have lots go. It's going to be huge, this. Low supply of diesel, however, there is lots of diesel around. I'm not sure if... I mean, the tanks must be being used if the supplies getting low. Trucks are still horrifically busy, but we've still got so many trucks here doing nothing. Concrete slabs is at nothing, because it's all just getting pushed straight into this, which is going straight into this, which is going all the way down there. And we'll just keep doing that until that's full, unless we pause a belt. Not a lot we can do about that, really, is there? But we do have 3 labs on the go, so that's something. That's something. This looks like it's keeping up okay. Mechanical parts. It's going down a little bit. When everything starts slowing down, that might sort that. Maintenance is going down, however. And that's because we don't have electronics. We don't have electronics because we don't have rubber. That should be a priority 6. Are we using... We're making 48. 8, 16, 28. Does it go any further in the other direction? It does, because it goes over here. 28 plus 24. 52. Damn it. Plus the stuff down here. Okay. pause this belt. Pause this belt. Let's not send electronics and mechanical parts down here because we are struggling to use them to make anything else, which is more important. So we're about the time we need to wrap up. So we've done some good stuff. We've got Research Labs Mark II going, which is amazing. But we have found that we miscalculated a little bit or didn't anticipate the drain on our resources that would take. So we need... You still making trucks? You are, sweet. We need more. We need more steel for more mechanical parts. We need more copper, which is sort of planned and ready to go because they use 24 copper and that makes 24 copper. Although saying that, if we can just hold on till we get advanced smelting, that means the smelters can do twice as much. And the furnaces and the casters can do twice as much. Sort of more importantly, really. Because if we could upgrade those, but not these, then we'd be in trouble. So we could just double our steel capacity by upgrading these middle bits, by upgrading this whole thing. So maybe, we can't hold on though until we get this done. So maybe I need to not build anything. Pause this belt. No, pause this belt. Pause this belt. Pause this belt. Just stop making stuff. Stop making stuff, because that's going to ease the load on everything else. We are going to need those at some point, particularly to do all this building. But right now, I suppose I could put balancers in place. That would probably be a reasonable idea. I mean, in fact, that one doesn't really matter so much, does it? If you're making those, that's not really a problem, because that's just using that stuff. These, however, use electronics. That's more of a problem. And that's what we need to stop. How much did that use? 24. How much do we want down here? 16. Then it's the mechanical part. Oh, it's yeah. What do I do? What do I do? I suppose we don't need the vehicle. We do need the vehicle parts, because we don't right now though, do we? So maybe we pause these. Maybe we pause those. So we're not using mechanical parts and electronics there. We don't really, the steel and stuff isn't so much of a concern. We sort of do need this, because we do need to be in a position where we can just build lots of stuff, particularly with the part 3s. I suspect there are going to be a lot of those coming in. Yep. Yet another mistake. Yet another mistake. No available space to dump products, but there is. Yeah, we're doing okay. It got very close again. Trucks are struggling to find a destination they can reach. Where are you trying to go? I think you'll sort yourselves out. You're in green. I don't know where you're trying to go. Yeah, I think you'll sort yourselves out. Yeah. 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 Maintenance is ticking up. Let's try unpausing these belts again. So we've taken this out of the equation. That's going to save us a little bit of both. Is it enough? Not too sure. Let's find out. That's probably fine because we've got lots of diesel elsewhere. In terms of this, we have lots of idle vehicles, lots of idle trucks now. Lots of idle trucks. Not necessarily a bad thing. It means we're keeping on top of moving stuff around. Iron ore is now being kept fully topped up, which is great. Coal is now terrible. Because that's terrible. We're just not making enough coal. Let's take one of the big boys off of there. And a couple of the big trucks. And let's put you on there with one big truck. Just to try and get that coal out a bit faster. Because clearly we are now struggling for coal. And if we upgrade all of these, well, we're going to be short of everything again. I'd love to build this so we could take the limestone out of the equation here, but I guess it doesn't really make a lot of difference. What was that? What was that message? We're out of housing. So we could really do with putting this one on. But then I suppose saying that, let's just build another house. I know that uses up a whole chunk of construction parts. What does it take up? 80 of our Mark 1s. That's a horrific pain. But needs must, right? Needs must. Okay. Yeah, we're going to wrap up there. We're going to wrap up. Labs are done, but we're struggling to make enough parts to do anything about it, really. Maintenance is... I mean, it's going down. Our production for maintenance has stopped. Because we're not getting the electronics in. I think we need to put a balancer in here. Because the mechanical parts are okay, because it goes there first, and then feeds off afterwards. But the electronics are not being made because we have no copper. And we have no copper because we have no copper ore. Oh no, we have no coal, sorry. We have no coal. Coal's the problem. If we just make all of these a 7 though, doesn't it just defeat the purpose a bit? I mean, they're already a 7. We just don't have the coal, do we? Okay, maintenance is struggling again. Pause. We just can't afford to do the research right now. We could just cut it down. Just to like 1 lab maybe. 1 lab needs 12, which is only 1 of those. So we could pause 2 of those. That needs 12, which is less than 1 of those. So we could do that, which is going to drastically cut down on the amount of stuff that it's utilizing. We've already paused our vehicle parts. We've now cut down our research significantly. We do have the power generation now, though. Yeah, and it's coming in. It's making coal. Sorry, it's making copper. It's just slow. It's just slow. Need it to be faster. I need you fast. Okay. Okay. Kind of terrifying. Kind of terrifying. There, pause, so the electronics will go straight into there because that's backed up because that's all full. This one isn't, but we're waiting on iron, and the iron's a problem because we haven't got coal. But those are a priority 9 because they are just less important. That's fine. Is coal looking any better? Maybe ever so slightly. You focus on coal. That was a mistake on my part. That's fine. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stop. I really need to stop. Maintenance should hopefully start ticking up soon. It does have a backlog of electronics there. Okay, so today we have got paper, we have got labs, It has been a mild disaster. We have redesigned this. Well, I redesigned that off camera, but that's ready to go. So that's the Mark II concrete production. We still haven't done the rainwater collectors. We still haven't done the food production. We do now have the option to do the low-powered turbines, which are going to look something like... Why won't that plug into there? Oh, it has to go that way. There we go, that's the way we want it. No. That's the way we want it. Which is going to look something like that. So they're going to take 24 low power steam that this is producing. They're going to make 3 mechanical power, which is enough to run one of those. And then they're going to take that just depleted steam. Depleted steam can go into here, which will make water. It's going to make the same amount of water. It's literally just free power. We're then going to want high pressure turbines. We're then going to want another 2 of those plus those 2. So we're going to want 4. We're going to want 8 of these plus at least another 4 of those. This is going to end up stretching like all the way over here. But that's something for us to look at next time. Small excavator's got no fuel. That is not a problem for me. I'm sure it will get there in the end. We did add more fuel trucks in. Coal is when there's a little bit of coal there. Are we just at a point where we're not processing coal fast enough? I think we are. I think we are. I am going to do this as a reminder. I think I need to also double up the sorting for coal, because it just seems like it cannot process it fast enough. It is in here, but this is full. As fast as it can get it out, trucks are taking it away. Okay. Okay. Maintenance is taken up. Well, hope you've enjoyed this latest look at Captain of Industry. It is starting to get interesting now. It is starting to get interesting. We really need to think about how we're going to scale this all up. I think we need to move all of our copper stuff over, which is going to be a pain because of electronics and the fact that they need electronics for that. We're going to need lots of construction parts stored up to do that. Then again, saying that, is the copper production part of the advanced smelting? Copper ore crushed. Oh, hang on. So the blast furnace 2 uses iron ore crushed, not just iron ore. So we need to get a crusher to take the iron ore, to make iron ore crushed. And then it's still a 1-to-1. It's just going to do it faster. And then it's going to need limestone as well. Oh, okay. Maybe we don't want to worry about that. Yeah, that might not be... I thought that was just going to be like the standard sort of upgrades where it's just like this, where it's like it uses double the stuff, but in the same amount of space. But it's not. It's going to need crushers and all sorts. Okay, well, something to think about next time. If you've enjoyed this, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things, and I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, thank you very much for joining me.